Welcome back to the thinking market. Today I would like to discuss some life. Been training some jiu-jitsu, feeling better because I took a break, had to get into some drugs to free myself from myself. But although that journey opened my mind and making music allowed me to kind of express myself more, I've realized that it's not so much about these external substances that I took and their effect on my mind as much as it's my own mind itself that was caging me, my ideas. I love this saying, you don't know what you don't know, because it's an acknowledgement of our own ignorance, realizing that, wow, even the most brilliant person on the earth is ignorant to 99.9999% of knowledge in the world, and that everyone knows something you don't. Everyone is better than you at something. And I want to just be free. The ideas that I've held on to my whole life, they really aren't ideas I want to have now. They weren't my ideas. Growing up, it was the ideas of course, older people, teachers, quote unquote experts, mainstream professors, politicians, celebrities, cultural influencers, generally people that are older than me. It was their ideas. It's not until that I've become more of an autodidact and started reading more, listening to more podcasts, and opening my mind to general ideas. And I just heard this phrase. I'm not going to discuss where this phrase was used, but the phrase was, in fact, it's the opposite that is the truth, that may be the truth. In fact, it's the opposite that may be the truth. We think something, but in fact, it could be the exact opposite. That complete 180 of direction and perspective, I think, is a sign of an open mind. Because you acknowledge the sunk cost fallacy. You realize that the line of thought that you were traveling on may be wrong. It may lead to a dead end. Not only a dead end, but there's not even an alternative path in that same direction. You literally have to 180. And I think if you can be okay with that, acknowledging that, yeah, the path you're traveling, it may literally be not only to your detriment, but it may be just the wrong path. And I think that's also coincides with the idea that everything is progress. Even if you do go down a path, if you're open to learning, then it will help you, because now you'll know which way not to go. And that can help other people. And it's not so much about traveling down a path, but the path of truth and what's correct. Trying to find what's true and correct in life. Not just traveling for the sake of traveling, but trying to find something that is true. Yeah, not just trying to find anything, but trying to find what is true. Trying to go down that path. So that's kind of my perspective on life right now. I went down a path that really was leading to something that would destroy me and not be to my benefit, but essentially to my detriment. Now, of course, I do think philosophically everything is a drug, but the way I was using drugs, the way these drugs were affecting me, it got to a point of diminishing marginal returns, past the point of diminishing marginal returns. And I guess ultimately in life, it's not so much I want to live not giving a fuck. I want to give a fuck. But I want to give a fuck about what I find to be worth giving a fuck about. And not giving a fuck about things that aren't worthy of a fuck to be given. What I mean by this is that what I thought was important, corporatism, classism, status of bullshit, it's not important. Now what I find important is many things, but those things all center around love, pleasure, joy, happiness, contentment, satisfaction, comfort, pride. I guess being happy, being content, being happy in contentment. I like this Krishnamurti quote where he's like, as long as you're still in this headspace of self-improvement, then that means you're kind of struggling. That means you're kind of suffering. So why would you want to live there? Why would you want to suffer? Why wouldn't you just want to be content and happy already? It's because we set these expectations of what we think will make us happy when it's just not true. We always make these new goals and expectations of what we think will make us happy. So it's like, either change what it is that makes you happy, like by lowering your expectations, and be content with what you have and be grateful for it. Because nothing's promised. This building can collapse. It can crush all my stuff. It can kill me. It can paralyze me. You know what I mean? Worst case scenario. It could always be worse. My situation could always be worse. My life could always be worse. And when you kind of play that card, then it's like, oh man, like my life is beautiful. It's so good. I'm able to just talk. And I'm able to read. And I'm able to write. And have a community. And friends. And family. And like a life. And have love. And I guess it just seems like so much things in life, cultural institutions, certain institutions are, trying to be apathetic or promote apathy, hopelessness. I mean, Marxism, the essence of boredom, of freedom from life, of safety, the destruction of the individual for the sake of the collective. That's why in music, Marxists don't like the verse. They like the chorus because it's a group rather than an individual. Things like this are very pervasive in our society. And they affect our spirit. Now, we have so many cities architecturally looking similar, culturally looking similar. This international cosmopolitanism or metropolitanism, this homogenization. How do we find ourselves if we become gray and everything is gray and the world becomes gray? If the world is gray, the only way to really find yourself is to become colorful and to stand out. And a lot of society, I don't want to say the whole world, but most of it will want you to be gray. And it will question you. It will undermine you. It will isolate you. It will ostracize you. But fuck that. Be colorful. Be beautiful. Be unique. Unfortunately, right now in the world, most people in the world won't get it. And perhaps there's something beautiful in that. So, I love you. Be free. Be safe. Be a king. And live your life beautifully. Peace.